Good morning, brothers and sisters. So, the video that I wanted to share with you today is about a dream that I had a little over 1 year ago, the 16th of January 2021. So, in this video, this is my very first rapture dream that I ever have. So, the dream began. I was in my living room and I was sitting next to a couple of other people. I believe is my wife and my son, when all of a sudden I heard in the distance a horn sounding, and I'm going to do my best to replicate the horn sound that I heard. When I first heard it, for a minute there, I thought I was mistaking it for a train. There's trains that come by. We have a rail line near my house, so I thought, well, maybe it could be a train, or maybe it's a strange horn or something. I'm not quite sure. But then it sounded again moments later, and I jumped up from where I was seated on the couch in our living room, and I ran into my front yard. So as I looked around, what I noticed, it was a little bit peculiar, because I don't live in the most perfect neighborhood, but the houses, the yards that I saw, everything looked, I don't know, oddly perfect to me. It was just something strange that I noted about the dream. Anyways, I looked up into the sky, and I could see wisps of cloud or smoky figures descending from the sky. And immediately I knew that they were angels, but these angels were massive. I would say they were as big as a pine tree, 2 to 3 times easy the size of a single-story house in the United States. Massive figures. So a pair of them were descending just down the street from where I was. And I was looking around, and as I looked above me, I saw one of the figures passing overhead, and I raised my arms, and I was jumping up and down, because I knew that this was the rapture. And I was yelling to the figure that was above me, "I want to go too, I want to go too, I want to go too." And the figure looked at me almost like it was, I don't want to say evaluating me or inspecting me, but it was somehow determining whether or not I was supposed to go. And moments later, I started to dissolve. Not my clothes that I recall, just my physical body started to slowly dissolve, and I started to ascend into the air. Like I started to become wispy, smoky, almost cloud-like, and I started to ascend into the air as I transformed into this figure like the others. So as I ascended into the air, I didn't think that I was going fast enough, so I started to question whether or not it was really going to happen or not, and I started to swim like the doggy paddle. I was doggy paddling as hard as I could up into the sky to get as high as I could. That's what really happened in my dream. That was a doggy paddle. Anyways, I did get into the sky. I got above the height of, I would say, maybe a 4 or 5 story building in the sky. No, it was a little bit higher than that. Maybe double that. Maybe an 8 to 10 story building, I would say, because I could look out over the city. And as I looked out over the city, I could see other figures, other people being raptured as well. But one thing that I noted is that there weren't many people compared to the size of the metropolitan area that I live in, which is really large, close to 1 million people. I looked out, and it was not that many, maybe 20%, maybe less. If I were to give a percentage, I don't really know, I'm just guessing, but I knew that compared to the large city, there were very few people who were being raptured. And that is where that's the end of that dream. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. To have one rapture dream in a year, that's incredible. But to have this second one, so I posted a video about the more recent rapture dream that I had a month or two ago on this channel. But to have two, it gives me a sense of urgency that this is really going to happen soon. So keep your heads up, keep your hopes up, constantly be in prayer, talking to God, asking for more knowledge and discernment from Him as to how what He has planned for you, what His will for you is in these last days. And God bless you all.